Yeah, first off, great to be back home, back in Murray. Great place to be. But really excited about, obviously, having the opportunity to go out there and win a very prestigious and historic and tradition-rich tournament in the Great Alaska Shootout. A lot of great champions in the past: North Carolina, Duke, Kansas, Butler, Marquette. List goes on and on. But proud of our guys, just the way they handled themselves on the trip, the character they showed, and the discipline they showed as a team collectively. And that's probably what I was most pleased about. Obviously, the wins are great, but the way the people talked about our program and our kids out there was extremely satisfying as a head coach.
Any questions? What's the most important thing this week in getting ready for Western? Is it getting rest?
I think we're off today. Obviously, we got back in about 5 yesterday. You were with us, but we got in about 5 yesterday and sent them home and just to get some rest. And today is really just an academic day. We've been gone a long time, and finals is next week. So today's an academic day, and go see the strength coach and stretch and see Eric for treatment. And then come back tomorrow, and we'll lift weights tomorrow, and we'll practice tomorrow. We won't practice 3 hours, but we'll have a good practice and get back to our fundamental core stuff defensively, and we'll do a little bit for Western. But it's obviously a big game Thursday. Western will be very prepared and ready for us, and Western's very good. They've played a challenging schedule so far, and they've got a really good group of young players, with George Fan and Gordon and several others.
As far as health goes, coming back from the trip, talking about some guys going to the trainer and stuff, just minor bumps and bruises sort of thing?
Yeah, more just trip stuff. Obviously, Isaiah was cramping. He played 45 out of the 50 minutes the other night, and he's fine health-wise, but it's more just treatment, precautionary stuff to get these guys ready for Thursday, because Thursday will be another high adrenaline, emotion-packed game, and they need to be rested and ready to play, because our first game out there against Anchorage, our guys were very tired, and we were tired right at the first media timeout. And Thursday, we're going to have to be good for 40 minutes to enable to win.
Western really struggling to put the ball in the basket. 35% shooting. Is this just slump, and they haven't followed a certain defense?
I haven't watched a ton on Western yet, just bits and pieces when they've had some TV games. I'll look at our game still today, our Southern Miss game, and we'll break that stuff down to show the team tomorrow. But I'll really spend a lot of time tonight watching Western and tomorrow morning before practice, and give me an opportunity to watch a couple games. But some of it may be from their youth. But they played a tough schedule. VCU, they played twice. They played Tulsa. They played St. Joe's. They played LSU. So they'll be ready. But they played away from home a little bit. They played in that 3-game tournament. That may have something to do with it.
I feel pretty comfortable that you guys have been able to do from the free throw line, particularly across the board for the most part. Everyone's shooting it pretty well from the line.
Yeah, anytime you can shoot right at 80% from the free throw line is huge. But shooting 80% at the line and then getting there, we're making 18, 19 free throws a game. I think that's huge. That's a huge number. So when you're doing that, that's 20 points right around there we're getting from the free throw line. That's a big number. We want to be able to score. If we can put ourselves where we're getting over 70 points a game, I think it gives us great position to win games if we can defend and rebound.
And then Isaiah also, he's shooting 52% from the field. He's just really putting the ball in the basket right now.
His offensive numbers are great from the field, from the three. His assist to turnover ratio was even over 2-to-1 going into that last game, and he had that changed a little bit, but he's still second in the team on assists, and still over one. He's still almost 2-to-1 assist to turnover, but he's taking good shots. He's forcing tempo. He's doing a tremendous job, leading our team, but he's got to continue to get better. He's got to continue to get better and not settle, and our team does too. We got a long way to go. We're just moving in and out of the December period. November is basically behind us. Next game December 1st, and that'll be our focus, and our sole focus Tuesday is getting ready for Western Kentucky and giving us basically, tonight as a staff, tomorrow, Wednesday, and then Thursday to shoot around to prepare for them.
Are you excited about your first time getting to coach in this rivalry?
I'm excited. I'm excited every game I get to coach in. I was Southern Miss. That's the thing. That was just a fun game to be a part of and coach in. It, all the pressure, really. You think, you think about the pressure and everything. It wasn't even pressure rich, so to speak. It was just fun. It was doing what you love to do. The players doing what they love to do, and just it was enjoying being part of a great game. We were fortunate, obviously, to win, and we made some. The second overtime period, we stepped up and made some really good plays offensively, and we continued to guard. But yeah, I'm excited to be a part of the rivalry. It's a tremendous rivalry. This and Austin Peay. I know that they're the two biggest rivals here for Murray State. So, anytime you can coach in a great rivalry, in a big game, that's a lot of fun. It'll be fun for the players, but all that stuff's the hype stuff. But what will win the game is the core stuff of the teams, and that's defending and rebounding and executing offensively.
I know you're focused on the Western game, but how excited are you to come back home and host Dayton on Sunday?
I'm excited about. I'm excited to have Dayton here coming Sunday, but I'm not even. I saw they beat Minnesota 20 last night. Dayton, Archie Miller's doing a tremendous job in his first year up there. I know they're very good. It's an opportunity to have a great home game for the fans here. It's an opportunity for us to play a great non-conference game. But I won't even look at Dayton until Friday afternoon.
Tell me about also, Ed had been struggling somewhat, but had a great game with really beating him the other night. Is this maybe going to get him going, you think, as he's more consistent in that area?
I hope so. The one biggest thing you got to work with Ed on is his consistency. Even in a practice, from a practice standpoint, one day he's great, the next day he's just okay. And he's a junior now, and we expect a whole lot more from him. And he played 20 minutes against San Francisco, and defensively I thought he did a pretty decent job, but he didn't rebound. He only had one rebound. And I saw him, I was walking into Eric's room to get treatment or ankles taped before, shoot around. And I called him in my room. I just told him, I said, man, you can't play 20 minutes and get one rebound. And he knows that. And I thought, and then the second half, though, yesterday, or at the Southern Miss game, he was dead tired. He came out at like the 18-minute mark. We subbed Brandon back in for him. And then he plays the last, I know he played both overtime sessions. I don't know how much he closed the regulation out. He played all those minutes, but defensively I thought he blocked shots, he changed shots, thought he finished plays around the basket, he made some free throws. If he gets 8 points and 9 rebounds, that's just a huge, huge addition for our team, and he's got to get his rebounding numbers up for us to continue to get better. We've had a great start. Obviously, it's exciting and glad to be 7-0, but it's a 29-game regular season, so it's the next day and it's the next practice, and that's our focus, and that's what Ed's got to get better at.
Coach, Stacey Wilson seems to be getting better and better as you go along too.
Yeah, and he's getting better because of his commitment to getting better. You got to be committed to getting better, and he went to the best thing about Toronto. You can see the rewards of Toronto now with Stacey. We knew what he had to get better at in Toronto. He had to learn how we wanted to play on both ends of the floor, and Stacey does a great job in practice competing every day. Stacey does a great job in practice of making shots, and his shot selection still has to get better. He took a one in Southern Miss game that I thought was a questionable shot, and it was a big miss because obviously a questionable shot puts pressure on your defense. But he made some big shots. I think he had 7 points in the second overtime, 7 or maybe even 9. I don't know, but I know for 7 for sure. But he hit a rhythm 3 off our ball screen action. He had a great he's fundamentally sound, great shot fake, got a good shooter's roll, and then was able to get a breakaway layup. But Stacey's development's been great, and it takes junior college kids sometimes a little bit of, it's a process for them, but he's totally sold out to getting better, and he's continuing to get better on both ends of the floor. And as he gets better, our team is going to continue to get better.
Anybody else?
Just a A little bit about the trip at large, just something I'd like to spend on the sports. Let's talk about just the Alaska experience, nothing to do with basketball.
Man, it was great. Anytime you get a chance, our kids this year, they've gotten to go to Toronto. They got a chance to go to, even Baltimore, going to Baltimore, going by the harbor. Baltimore's a great city, that part of that city, going by Camden Yards and all that stuff. Those are, neat things to see. And then getting a chance to go to Alaska, and I don't know if they'll go back or not. But that's what college basketball thinks about, giving these kids experiences, great experiences. And the trip was long, obviously. It's a long trip, especially the second leg or the first leg coming back. But the snowball fights and, seeing the moose, little things like that you don't know would excite these guys. It's fun to see them be excited and have some fun. And that's what it's about at the end of the day. And they handled themselves great on the trip. And I was really proud of that. But the trip was great. It's a great team bonding experience. 8-9 days together is a long time, so it's a good thing to win games while you're doing that.